Welcome to the Unbreakable Podcast, where we break barriers and build thriving real estate careers. Hi, I'm Racynta Abdullah, a real estate expert, author, growth coach, and your guide to resiliency in real estate confidence and success. If you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, you're not alone. Here we share real strategies and inspiring stories to help you take bold action and unlock your full potential. Join the Home Chaser Network, where ambition agents like you get the support, tools, and connections to thrive. It's time to rise, thrive, and claim success you deserve. Let's go. Welcome to the Unbreakable Ambition Podcast. And today I have Jay Marku. Did I say it the wrong way?
Been doing real estate here, practicing for almost 20 years. And also I'm a broker in Los Angeles. I worked there in West LA for a couple of years. At the time that I was working there, unfortunately, COVID started and it was a little bit of a rough time. But right now, currently, me and my family are back in New York. So I do practice on both areas in Manhattan, also some areas of Queens in New York, and also West LA. I am part of
Nice. So
part
you
of Keller
invest
Williams,
everywhere or just, yeah.
part of Keller Williams New York City office in Manhattan, in Midtown, and also part of True Line Realty in West LA. Both are great offices. Grateful to be part of them and grateful to be in real estate for a long time because I think it's a great career for people to get into. And the ups and downs are very challenging, but it's pretty exciting.
So let me ask you this. What advice do you tell a beginner agent that's getting into real estate? What do you want to tell them? I guess the pros and the cons of real estate. Can you tell
Absolutely.
them anything based upon your experience?
Yes, absolutely. Real estate, the main thing is you have to create a schedule for yourself that you have to abide by. You have to be disciplined. You have to make the calls. When you're a new agent, obviously you, besides your warm sphere of influence that you have, your family and friends, you have to let them know that you're in real estate, but you also have to expand your circle and you have to reach out in different forms. You can do cold calling, which I think it's one of the most productive ways of getting listings and getting into the business faster. I understand a lot of people don't prefer to cold call sometimes, but I think it's the most effective still to this day. You can do door knocking. There's many different ways of form. You can send mailers, you can email, but it's not just reaching out to people one time. You have to be consistent. You have to be in their minds at all times. So if you are targeting, first of all, you have to identify an area where you want to work. You have to pretty much find your niche and capitalize on that and work hard on it. The real estate is not something that you're going to get into it and you're going to make money right away. When I first got in commercial real estate, the regional manager that was interviewing me said, "How are you financially? Are you financially well for the next 18 months? Because it's going to take you 18 months to close your first deal." In residential, it's a much easier. It could take you maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year. So commercial, it's a little bit more, it's a little bit harder, so to speak, to get into, to break into it. But anybody can do it as long as they're disciplined, as long as they're following. They pretty much have to be consistent. In real estate, no one is going to give it to you right away to make that deal. I know there's many shows out there, and a lot of people watch those shows, $1 million listings, and it looks beautiful, but behind the scenes is much more complicated than that, as you may know. But you have to pretty much dial that phone day in and day out. Once you do that, you're going to be in people's minds, and whenever their situation changes, even though they weren't interested to sell or buy at the time that you reached out to them, once you're consistent and you are in their minds at all whenever they're ready, they're going to reach out to you because you're the one that you've been reaching out to them. You're sharing. You always have to bring value as well. If you find out something like a new law or a new, so to speak, a change in real estate, something changed? Did the interest rates changed? What's affecting the market? It's good for you to elaborate that to your clients. Once you do that, the clients are going to come back to you and they're going to ask you for anything that they need, they're interested to know in real estate. One thing we take for granted is because all these information that's out there, even though it's on the social media, we think clients already know that. No, they don't. They are in different fields. They do other things. They could be doctors, lawyers, accountants. It's our job to educate them about anything that goes in and out, what happens in daily changes in the market. So they can look at you, at the person that you're in charge of the real estate market in your area, and they're going to reach out to you. It's not going to be easy right away, one, two, three. It's going to be a little hard, but once you gain momentum, that's when the money is going to come. Also, I recommend for people that are new and they don't know where to start, I know that the splits may not be attractive, but I highly recommend joining a team. A team is the best way to break into the market because they already have experience. You're probably going to split with a team. You're going to split also with the umbrella office that the team works under. But it's the best way for young agents to break in quick, to learn right away, to learn from their mentors or peers. And also, another thing that helps when you work with teams, sometimes you may not be available a day or two. You may be on vacation and your team can help you. So I find it so for new agents, doing the calls, being persistent, being disciplined, and you think you're not going anywhere, then join a team. It's very important. You may not make a lot of money initially, but it's a good way to break in. And once you gain momentum, then the money is going to follow. It's going to come. You just have to be consistent. Whenever you plant those seeds, that's what you're going to cultivate in real estate. It's very simple.
I agree, Jay. I really just got off a phone call with an agent. She's a beginner agent. She lost momentum, and we talked about these factors. If you don't stay consistent and disciplined in the small things, which is branding, creating your niches, targeting the connections of that audience that you want to have with niches, if you're not consistent where they see you at least 3 months, 90 days, 60 days, 120 days, when the market changes, or if not, their situation changes, they don't reach out to you because you're not consistent in showing as that you're that real estate agent, that go-to marketer or knowledgeable agent. So I think it's very important just to keep those factors with any agent, the consistency, the discipline part of it. If you add your energy in those areas, I just really feel like the momentum is everlasting and clients will be everlasting because I'm a relationship realtor.
I agree
I
100%.
thank you about that. Yeah, because what made you go from LA to New York or New York to LA? Which one was it? How did it start? You built
So
a
we're
team out
originally, me and my
there
wife,
or?
yeah, so me and my wife originally from New York.
Mhm.
We became parents. We've been living here for over 20 years. Usually in New York, I don't know if you're familiar with New York, when people become parents and they have kids, they move out of the city. We used to live in the city and they go to the suburbs. Two suburbs that are very
Yes.
familiar here. Either they go to
Yes.
Westchester, New York, or they go to Long Island, New York. We are not a big fan of the cold. Me and my wife, we love the. I come from a Mediterranean country, which is pretty warm. My wife is originally from Colombia, so we like the hot weather. We travel to Florida, we travel to LA all the time. So when we became parents, we felt like we were in a different stage of our life. Maybe we can make a move that we can probably expand our knowledge and also build our family in a warmer place where we think it's gonna work perfect for us. So I have family or myself in Florida. That was one of the options. We used to travel to Los Angeles 2, 3 times a year, and we really love it there. My wife is like, "What about LA?" So she works in a hedge fund in New York. She ended up securing a job there at Latham and Watkins, a law firm in Century City.
Okay.
And I said, let's do it.
Law
Let's go.
firm.
I mean,
Yes.
we had our first daughter then. We were living in a small apartment in New York City, but obviously, when your family is growing, you have to make moves. So we went to LA, we scooped up
Yes.
all the areas. We knew LA, but now it's for a different purpose. Let's try to move there and maybe build something there, build our family there. The weather is amazing. We always love it. We love the beach. There's the beach in New York, but it's pretty cold here. And we love New York, don't
Mm-hmm.
get me wrong. It's just, it's too cold. So we were looking for something like we were looking for a New York vibe, better weather. And LA was like the perfect place for us at the time. We made the move there. I started working there for Marcus and Millichap, a commercial company. My wife already secured the job from New York. Unfortunately, as soon as we moved there, I was doing actually cold calling. It was a new thing. Even though I worked in New York for many years in real estate,
Yeah.
it was a new market. So this could be also beneficial to people that start new in a new market. What did you do? I used to do 500 calls a week. The problem is COVID started and people didn't want to meet because
I
the
love
vaccines
it.
weren't out yet. So
Yes.
so that's what happened in LA. COVID started. We moved there in 2019, and after a few months, we settled down. We were doing pretty good. COVID started, and everybody knows the rest, what happened. So,
Yes.
yeah, we had a child, and we were trying, and we were living in West Hollywood. The West Hollywood was a great area when we first looked at it. We loved it. It resonated to New York a little bit. You can walk, it's not just driving, which that's what we liked because we came from New York. And we had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people in our building coming from Northeast, so we felt like we were home. But months later, when COVID started, West Hollywood started with the riots and all that stuff. It was like a hub where we would see all the,
Oh,
yeah, the riots and all that stuff. It was a
riots.
location that, yeah, during COVID, and obviously everybody knows what happened. And we didn't feel very comfortable. We were waiting for COVID to end. Obviously, they said 3 more months, 3 more months. And then by the time you realize you're like a year and what's going on, when are they going to open? LA County closed for 2 years. So during that time, I was trying to work, obviously, with not much production. And I'm okay
Yes.
to say that because it was COVID. I don't think a lot of people were able to work either. And my
Right.
wife, we got pregnant
Mm-hmm.
again. And my wife, when we got pregnant again, she felt homesick and I want to go back home. And home is New York. That's where her family.
Oh, because that's what
So
I read in your bio. Like you travel back and forth. I
yeah,
understand.
we came back to New
Yeah.
York because of my
But
wife. Yeah. And we came back and now we have 2 kids. So we,
wonderful.
yeah, but
But let me tell you the
I
joy of you
still
being
have,
in LA. You could actually relocate a team there. You could actually still relocate and you have a team in LA and one in New York, correct?
yes,
Or do
correct.
you
I
have a
have my
team just in
license.
New
I have my
York?
license there with True Line Realty. I'm part of the team there. I don't have my own team yet. I just got
Okay.
my California license in 2021, I would say 20, no, 20, I'm sorry, 20, because that's when I was working. But
Hmm.
the biggest achievement there, it was very hard, was I got my broker license there. It took me a couple of years to get the broker license in California.
Oh,
California is very intense. It has 400 hours. In New York is a little bit easier. In California it was much harder. I don't think they use attorneys there to close deals. So the brokers have to be knowledgeable enough to handle the deal from the beginning to the end. And
wow.
New York we use attorneys here, so it's different. Brokers do not need to pretty much get 400 hours. I think is less here. It's much easier because attorneys handle everything. In California, it was completely different. So that was a big achievement to get the broker license. And now we work on both sides, West Coast and East Coast. That's the whole goal. But currently, I am more focused in the New York City market in Manhattan.
New York City area. So
Yeah.
are you targeting more people that's moving out to the suburbs like New Jersey,
I
like you
usually
said, Long Island?
So New Jersey, I'm not licensed there. I
I
refer it to
got
my
you.
colleagues. But in Long Island, Westchester, yes, I do work sometimes. But pretty much my business is where I grew up, where I built my real estate influence, so to speak. It was in Manhattan and Queens.
I love it.
And also West LA. I work there sometimes as well. I would like to work a little bit more, but the fact that I run a team here and I also have 2 kids, which my kids are 4 and 6, and my wife needs a lot of help.
Oh
It's a
yeah, they're
family
older
work
now.
balance. I would like to
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
more, but definitely going towards that direction because I love LA. I love the way how deals were closing so quick. New York deals take very
Hmm.
long. New York
Long, yes.
to
They
close, I don't know
title is
how it
longer and
is.
everything is
Yeah,
longer in
I
New
think
York.
you're in Alabama, right? I don't know how long it takes there, but
Yes.
I think in
21 days to 30 days
oh,
average.
that's amazing. In New York, it takes. I'm in a deal now for close to 6 months, and we still haven't closed in New York. And it's normal.
Wow.
Yeah, New York is normal. There's a lot of things you
Now,
have
I
to
did
do.
a deal in New York with relocation. A lady built, she moved back to the South and she lived in New York. And you're right, it took us about 4 months with title and everything just to go through everything. It took 4 months. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
It takes a long time.
Yes,
You got to
I
have
do
a lot of
understand
patience in New York. A lot of patience.
patience. And then
It's
you
a
still don't
competitive
know if it's
market,
closed or
but
not, just like we go through. And you
so
guys go,
I so I love the speed of
yeah.
the closing deals in California. There was like 2 weeks, 1 month, boom, done. That was great. But that's what I love about California, the speed.
Maybe Jay, you can invest in Alabama. Yeah, the speed and everything. Because we do a lot of investment. Like I have an investor that's from New York. Buys a lot in Alabama. He flips and do different things. But with that being said, I just tell you, we have a great turnover on investment properties. I don't know much about commercial here, but a lot of New Yorkers come to Alabama to invest, to flip, get triplexes. I even had another guy on the podcast last week. He buy in Alabama from California. So we have a great market for his investment. So
I'm
if you
sure.
ever want to decide to invest here, just let us know. Okay.
Absolutely.
And I
Alabama,
think today, yeah,
I think Alabama is
Alabama,
landlord-friendly state.
yeah, it
Usually the
is.
investors
It
that
is.
we deal with, they usually check the laws. They see if it's a landlord-friendly, tenant-friendly. Unfortunately, New York and California, it's a little bit hard to do business. Not very landlord-friendly. I have situations that my landlord can have a tenant not paid for a year or 2 years and still hard to kick them to evict them. Yeah, it
Wow.
happens. New York and Los Angeles are
Yeah. See,
pretty
here
tough.
we only do like 30 days.
Oh, that's great. That's why
Yeah, here
you
it's
guys.
more like 30 days, 45 days. We don't have like month direct. If it do happen that way, it's because they provided paperwork where a person was sick and something just happened where the judge will actually sign off for more days. But most of the time, you really serve them the papers, they leave because they don't want their stuff out on the street.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I have a colleague of mine. He invests a lot in Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania is a very landlord-friendly state, and
Yeah,
that's where he invests. Also in Bridgeport, Connecticut,
like I
usually
say.
in tri-state area because you don't want to go too far. But I hear from my connections in New York and California that a lot of people now are investing also in Kansas City.
Yeah, I heard about Kansas and
I,
Memphis, like Tennessee area. Yeah, I did. Tennessee area and Kansas. Someone else mentioned that earlier
Nashville,
this week.
yeah,
So,
Memphis.
but yeah, Jay, yeah, I thank you for being a part of the Unbreakable Ambition podcast on our journey connecting with real estate agents all over the world. And I wish you the best. And hopefully, we can have you soon to come back when maybe I get used to more of these podcasts where we can talk about the growth of you, which we start in what is April, maybe 3 months down the line. You might be back in California. We don't know. So I would
Sure.
love to chime back in with you where how you're moving with your business because you just never know. Growth is a part of the real estate sector, and I just wish you the best. And I thank you for being a part of today's
Thank
podcast.
you. Thank you so much, and
Okay.
thank you for having me.
Thank you.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Unbreakable Podcast. I hope you're leaving with new insights, inspirations, and the confidence to take your real estate career to the next level. If you love this episode, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow agent who needs to hear this. And don't forget, join the Home Chaser Network on Facebook and school for even more support, tools, and connections to help you thrive. Head to homechaser.pro to get started. Until next time, stay ambitious, stay resilient, and keep chasing for success. Coach Home Chaser.